Well, it was interesting because the ice storm of 1998 was, it started off innocently enough. You know, we've all seen freezing rain, and if it lasts a little while, it'll coat branches, and it looks nice, actually. But then from 1 hour to the next, one day to the next, it accumulated more and more and more on the branches, and it went from looking pretty to looking a little threatening.
When it hit, it was like, wow. You know, it was pretty remarkable. And so it was pretty cool the first couple days because you get the days off of school. And then, you know, you realize, wait a minute, I don't have any power, I don't have lights, I don't have water. You don't have the basic necessities to carry on throughout your day.
And we started hearing loud cracks in the neighborhood at night. Cracks would wake you up, and you hear big branches falling. And then the power started going out more and more and more, and more of those branches came down, and some of them came down on cars and went through car windshields and smashed car roofs, and it just got totally out of hand. And it really gave everyone in Montreal a sense of how insidious nature can be, how pretty it can be at first, and then eventually everything falls apart.
When you don't have power for 2 weeks, I mean, this was 14 days, some people were much worse off than we were. You take a step back, and even now you kind of look back and you remind yourself to be thankful for the things that we have. After about a week or so, 8 days, I couldn't stay in my apartment anymore because it was way too cold. I realized when I stepped out of the apartment, it was an old 4-story building built in the 20s. The hallway was totally dark, and I realized that everybody was out of the building. I was the last one to leave. I think the ice storm of 1998 had a different effect on so many people. Stories from our community, things like trees would fall on cars or houses would be damaged because of the sheer amount of ice and snow. Fortunately for us, that didn't happen at our house. There was this area south of Montreal called the Black Triangle, and it was called the Black Triangle for obvious reasons. It was dark, and it was dark for a very long time, and they had to set up shelters because after a while people just couldn't live in their homes anymore. It got too cold. Other community support members and agencies, emergency workers, everybody was sort of around to help everybody, and so it was a real sense of community. Mother Nature doesn't really make rational choices. It can hit anywhere and affect anyone and kill people, injure people, ruin livelihoods without, you know, the blink of an eye. You really, really appreciate the power of nature and the power of weather. And ultimately, no matter how much technology we have, no matter how equipped we are, no matter how prepared we are, people will always be profoundly affected by weather. Well, we live in a very fast-paced world. And, you know, we take those things for granted. We take the basic necessities of life, it seems, for granted. People are very resilient. They bounce back. Human nature is such that we heal very well, and we're survivors, even when you have major events like that. And when I do my writing, when I write my scripts, I think about people who have to go through similar events. Looking back on it now, I think that to some degree the ice storm sparked this sort of fascination with weather. It was a very significant and profound event. And as a reporter, every time there's a significant event, you want to see, you want to help people. You just want to reach out and help people. And you know, that's what we hope we do with our stories.